Hey, how's it going? Welcome to the Bourgeois Gentleman's Reading Room. I'm Ray, and as always, behind the camera, everyone's favorite marsupial, Shaolin Koala Stafford. There it is! In case you couldn't hear from my snazzy new mic that I finally figured out how to use, she just hit me with with the Ed McMahon, hi-oh! It was a good time. You should have been there. Actually, you are there because you're what? Never mind. Again, as always, I'm Ray. That's Little Pete. We're sipping on this Maker's Mark, enjoying a good time, and we're going to discuss a couple of topics today. Mostly my new or semi-new favorite series, Revival. It's out in trade paperback. I'm a little bit late on this book. I didn't start picking it up until about the second trade paperback, but it's the fourth one just came out last week, and the best way to describe it is to ask a bunch of questions, actually. And so I'll start with, hey, do you like X-Files? Hey, do you like Wisconsin? Hey, do you like 30-ish something, rural moms who might not have kept themselves together, but still got all the right curves in all the right places? Do you like 20-something-year-old, emo girls? Do you like stories about zombies who actually aren't really zombies? Do you like all of those things? Then definitely pick up this book. Actually, none of those things are true. Actually, it does have a 30-ish something single mom who, still has, all the right curves in all the right places, and she does have a 20-ish something little sister. But the best way to really describe it is to say, like, it's X-Files in Wisconsin meets Walking Dead meets just lots of crazy. And I feel like I've sold that so poorly. I feel like I've described. First, just as a quick segue, I have two cats. I know that has nothing to do with comics, but Shaolin is currently having an epic battle with one of my cats, and it is so distracting. But
officially the cat wrangler.
But back to Revival. It is. I remember a series not too long ago got canceled by Vertigo, called House of Mystery, and the series was great. I was always sort of attracted to it, but not so much. What attracted me to it were the covers, the really crazy, interesting covers that were kind of scary and spooky all at the same time. Revival's much the same way. Now, Revival's not from Vertigo, it's from Image Comics, but it's got these great, super attractive covers that sort of suck you in, and you're like, man, I don't know why, but I'm scared and intrigued all at the same time. So, just based on the covers, I highly recommend it, but it's a it's described as a rural crime noir book, but Rural Noir by Tim Seeley and Mike Norton. I just read that off the cover, in case you hadn't seen it. But it's hold on, rural. It's called repetitive. And just in case you were wondering, this is super. This is actually going to be an awesome little segment, just because we're probably at 7 minutes now, and I haven't done anything. But this is our phenomenal fifth episode, so hopefully you're super excited about that. But again, back to Revival. Basically, it takes place in Wisconsin, and one day, everybody in this tiny county of Wausau County, Wisconsin, the dead start waking up. And mostly it's the recently deceased, but it sounds like your stereotypical sort of zombie-esque thing, but it's not. And it's funny because Shaolin just shot me a note, Resurrection, the TV show. This has been out a little bit longer than Resurrection, and the minute I watched that show, I was like, that's Revival. It feels like a direct rip, but This is done way better and is way spookier. There is this old lady in a barn in the first trade, and let me tell you, that shit gets real. The sister is, I mean, there's a reason I don't like 20-ish something girls who are emo, because they're scary, and let me tell you, this bitch is scary. There's also a little girl. There's another reason I don't like little children, especially little girls, because there's a little girl in here who at the end of the second trade does a lot of creepy shit. Just gonna be honest with you. But overall, it's a great book. You should definitely check it out. It's in trade. The fourth trade just came out. I'm actually gonna start picking it up on issues now, just because I've finally actually caught up, and I just can't wait anymore. But it's got excellent character development. They're all fleshed out. The female characters are not just generic standard characters. A lot of the main characters are women. And again, they're very well-rounded, well-crafted. The main character's ex-husband or baby daddy, I haven't quite figured it out. He is like a pothead artist, but even he seems to have some sort of gravitas. I mean, Tim Seeley's actually written a wonderful book, given the fact that he's got like a stripper character in there, and even she seems like she could just be there for TNA, and somehow that character's been given a sense of gravitas. So again, I highly recommend it. It deals with a lot of things. It deals with politics. It deals with, sort of horror issues, sci-fi issues, mystery issues. It even has a story arc that's got like transgender issues in it. So it's definitely a book for everyone, unless you don't like being creeped the fuck out. So that's it for this. I'm going to sip on this Maker's Mark. I'm going to try and slow little Pete down, because trust me, when Petey starts to get going, he, gets a little... So we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to sip on this. We'll be right back. And sorry for all the rambling. Roll.